Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to PUC Online Class, right? So in today's session, I am going to review the lesson, okay, for the final exam, right? So first of all, let's take a look at this outline. So in this outline, okay, we have four sections, just like our midterm. We have the vocabulary, okay, we have grammar, we have reading and writing. And for the vocabulary part, okay, it will cover vocabulary from 3 units. 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so in Unit 10 there are 2 points of vocabulary. One is this course marker, okay, and the other one is way with words, right? Way with words on page 86, right? And on Unit 11, similar things. You have 2 points of vocabulary. One is the compound adjective related to the body, and the other one is phrasal verb, right? And on Unit 12, okay, it's about the preposition with work, okay, and the one that we just studied earlier, okay, on the previous session, which is quality essential for success, right? So please do review, okay, vocabulary from all of these points, and you're covered, you're fine. Okay, and next is the grammar, okay, this is the most important part of our exam, right? Because it's cover like 60%, okay, of our final exam. So there are 5 sections in the grammar section. We have passive voice, we have subject verb agreement with quantifier, compound adjective, okay, superlative compound adjective, and subject verb inversion in conditional sentence. Right, so I will briefly go through that. Okay, first one is the passive voice. So passive voice come from Unit 10. Okay, we can see here. Right, the overview of passive voice. So in the exercise, okay, they will ask you to change, right? So from active voice, okay, means sentence in active voice into sentence in passive voice, right? So they already give you the active voice sentence. So what you have to do is to change it to passive voice. Okay, so the first thing that you are going to do in this exercise is identify, right, whether the sentence given is in past simple tense, is in present perfect tense, or in future tense, blah blah blah, right? And after that, you are going to change the form of the sentence accordingly. Okay. So in the example, the internet has changed the way the world communicate. So the internet has changed. Okay, has changed here is present perfect, right? It's in present perfect form. So what you have to do is to change it into passive in present perfect form. Okay, this one. So subject plus have or has, right? Plus been and then plus verb 3, okay? So subject here basically is the object. So you put the object to the front, right? The way the word communicate is the object, and you bring it to the front and then you change the verb, okay? So because the way the word communicates here is singular, right? So we use has, okay? So it's become has been and then plus verb 3, right? Change here, change the verb 3. And by the internet, okay? By HN here. In the exam, you can put by or you don't have to, you don't put it, it's fine, okay? It's your choice. Right, next one is subject verb agreement with quantifier, okay? Subject verb agreement with quantifier. So for subject verb agreement with quantifier, it's the exercise is similar to the one we do in the practice, right? It's similar to the one we do in the practice. Okay, basically you just fill in the blank with the correct forms of verb, okay, whether the verb is in plural form without s, okay, or the verb is in singular form with s, right? So in this unit, okay, what you have to do is to take a look at the subject and verb, right, to see whether they agree with each other or not. And in this time, okay, in this time we have quantifier, okay, we have quantifier there to influence the meanings of the subject, right? So as I already taught you, okay, I categorize quantifier into 4 types. Okay, the one is the quantifier that mean all, right? We have something like all, okay, blah blah. Okay, and other quantifier that mean part of. Okay, and for that we have some, we have most, okay, we have majority and minority, stuff like that. Right, and we also have quantifier that mean individual, okay, that mean individual, something like each, something like every, something like blah blah blah, right? And then quantifier that mean nones, okay, something like none itself, something like no one, okay. Right, so if the quantifier fall into these two category, all or part of, right, we have to look at the noun that follow it. So if the noun is plural, we must use plural verb, right? If the noun is singular or uncount noun, we must use singular verb, okay? Again, quantifier that mean all or part of, look at the noun behind it. Okay, if the noun is plural, use plural verb. If the noun is singular or uncount noun, use singular verb, right? On the other hand, okay, if the quantifier mean individual or none, okay, if it mean individual or none, we don't have to look at the noun, okay, we just use singular verb directly. Okay, like the example in exercise number 6 here, none of the information in the email, right? So we see the word none of, so we don't have to think, okay, if you see that, just put is, right? Or other verb plus s, okay, is or other verb plus s. Okay, however, in this example, a lot of people, okay, so a lot of mean part of, right? So we have to look at the noun, and the noun is people, and then it's plural, okay, we use plural verb, okay, which is the verb without s, right? Okay, so that's it with subject verb agreement with quantifier. Okay, again, look at the verb, sorry, look at the quantifier. Another one is compound adjective, okay, compound adjective. So like I've told you before, compound adjective basically is a vocabulary exercise, right? It's a vocabulary exercise. Okay, so you have to remember, okay, the meanings of all of the compound adjectives that have been taught, okay? So the exercise here, the exercise in the final exam is like the vocabulary exercise. So you have to pick the compound adjective that has a meaning, okay, that fits with the sentence. Right, and the next one, superlative compound adjective. Okay, in superlative compound adjective, they want you to change, right, from a normal compound adjective into the compound adjective in superlative form, right? And for that, okay, for that, we have three rules. Okay, we have three rules. One, if the compound adjective that come in two part, okay, if the compound adjective that come in two part, we look at the first half. We look at the first half. Okay, if that first half is one syllable, okay, and the part of speech is adjective or adverb, okay, we change it based on the original form of that adjective or adverb. If it is hard, it becomes the hardest, right? If it is well, it becomes the best, okay? Or if it is far, it becomes the furthest, okay, or the farthest. Right, so in this case, hardworking, it's become the hardest working, right? So again, if the first half is one syllable and it is an adjective or an adverb, okay, we change based on the original form of that adjective or adverb. Right, and the second use, if the compound adjective is one syllable, however, it is a noun, right? So we don't have to think a lot, just put the most or the least in front of it. Okay, that's it, the most or the least in front of it. For example, we have compound adjective thought-provoking, okay? So thought here is a noun, right? So we don't have to think a lot, just put the most or the least. And another one, if the first half of the compound adjective is more than one syllable, again, we just put the most or the least, okay? We don't have to think a lot, right? Okay, and that's it with this, okay? And the last one is subject-verb inversion, the one that we have just studied, okay, very hard. Right, so basically, okay, they want you to invert the conditional sentence that is given. So we have three conditional. We have first, second, and third, right? So what you have to do is to decide, first of all, choose or decide if this conditional is in first, second, or third, right? If it is in first conditional, okay, we have to invert it based on the first conditional form, right? So we take out the if, okay, so here's the example. If I like you is the first conditional. So again, we take out the if, right, and then we put should, okay, and then we put should, right, and then that's it, okay. So it changed from if I like you to should I like you, okay. And if it is in negative, right, if it is in negative, okay, you just put not behind the subject, right. So it's become should I not like you, okay? Should I not like you, right. Next one, if it is second conditional, okay, similar thing, we cross out if, we put were in the front. It doesn't matter what subject, okay, we just put were, right? And then the verb liked here, okay, which is in verb 2 form, we cross it out, okay, and then we put to plus base form. So it changed from if I like you to were I to like you, okay? If I like you to were I to like you, okay? However, if the verb is were itself, okay, something like if I were you, okay, if the verb is to be, right, you change it to were I you, okay? We don't put to, we just say were I you, right? Next one, third conditional. If the sentence that they want you to change is in third conditional, right, you cross out the if and then you put had, okay? Similar to the first, you cross out if and then you put had, right? So it changed from if I had like you to had I like you. And if it is negative, you put not behind the subject, okay? Change to had I not like you, right? Okay, so that's it. Okay, that's it with the grammar point, right? And in the reading, you just have to answer the question in full sentence again, and then for writing, you only have to write a paragraph, okay, not an essay, so don't worry, right? So I believe that's it, okay, with this review. It's just a quick review, okay, of what I've taught you so far, okay, since midterm exam finished, right? So I thank you very much, okay, for spending time studying with me, okay, and have a good luck, okay, on the final exam day. Bye bye.